Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. I'm Michael. GEEKCASTER, everything geek culture and geek media. And today we've got
Jamie Girac. Hello.
Stranger Things. It's coming.
Yes, they just dropped a weird teaser promo that was like a 80s commercial for a mall, and Steve was in it, and it was weird and funny, and makes me think that season 3 is going to be about an evil corporation that runs a mall, and maybe we're going to have like a Dawn of the Dead trapped in a mall kind of a thing, which I'm all about as a former mall rat.
I like how you said former.
Well, I don't hang out in malls anymore. First of all, we live in a city. There really aren't any malls to hang out in. But yeah, I spent most of my youth hanging out at the mall.
Yeah, it was really good. And they spent a lot of time with the detail.
Oh, it's perfect.
I mean, look at this.
The Claire's. Oh.
Walkman, little
Yes.
look at that. Sneakers, and they did a really, really good job. But doing all this, what does this have to do with the story?
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, where are they going with it, you know?
My guess can only be that this Supercorp thing is going to somehow be an evil corporation. That's the only guess I can make. But, like, is Steve working at the mall, or are they just like, hey, you're a cute kid, be in our commercial? So there's that's the only question.
Now, Stranger Things, it took me a while to get on board, but once I was on board, I was, like, super excited.
Ooh.
Did you ever hear the story, the creators of Stranger Things went to almost every network, and they all said no. In fact, they went to Netflix first, and then they said no. They did the whole, I guess, the circuit, and eventually they went back to Netflix, and Netflix let them do it.
Smart, because it's, I mean, one of their most popular shows.
Yeah.
If not the most popular show.
Right.
So, and God, it's so good.
And the budget was high too, so maybe that was one of the things that turned people off. And they wanted to direct it themselves.
Yeah, the Duff brothers.
And that's kind of hard for your first project. Hey, we got this idea, it's great, and we want to have total control, and give us about $12 million.
Well, even TV, because typically, you know, in TV, different people direct every episode.
Right.
So it's definitely, there's a lot of strange things about I hate myself. I'm going to go.
No, but it was great. And it continues to be great. But where are they going to go from here?
Who knows? I trust it. I think that they're going to succeed in whatever they do. My hopes are high. A lot of people didn't like the one episode in season 2 where it just focused on the other girl with powers. I can't think of her name right now. And like that whole crew when 11 was hanging out with them. People didn't like that, but I loved that episode. So clearly, even when the Duffer Brothers aren't publicly favored, I'm still into it. So
you're still into it, yeah. And the casting, the actors are great.
Oh, yeah. There are a couple Emmy nominations for Stranger Things. Millie Bobby, really? David Harbour, both got nominated. Although people think that Noah Schnapp, I think that's how you say his name, who plays Will Byers, people think he was snubbed because he did a great job this season, season 2. But, and it was nominated for Best Drama, too, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
so we'll see where that goes. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Trying to get this going. And just for fans, let's see. You know, you guys could support us on
on the old socials.
On the socials, GEEKCASTER. Look for that logo. GEEKCASTER1 on Facebook. Got to do a better job of letting them know that can happen.
Of course.
All the links are on GEEKCASTER.com. For all our social media and all that stuff, so check that out. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. This cast is so great. I can't give them enough props.
All the kids. I mean, such talents.
Look at them. What award was this?
SAG Awards.
SAG Awards.
They're so cute. I love those blue sneaks.
Yeah, I voted for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a member of SAG, so
nice.
SAG-AFTRA, so. It's good to see that they won.
Yeah. That's awesome, yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Who's your favorite?
My favorite? I don't have a favorite.
No?
No, I think I like them all for different reasons.
That's fair.
In fact, you saw It, right?
I did, yes.
Again, going back to the casting, I think the kid casting is really hot.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. Yeah, I really liked it. I was actually arguing with a friend recently because she didn't like it because she didn't think it was scary enough. But I think it was more than that. It doesn't have to just be jump scares to make it good. I really enjoyed it, and all the kids were so good. And I'm excited for the next one. Yeah, I think all the kids are really good. When you get good kid actors, it makes all the difference. Like Super 8 is such a good movie. That's why The Goonies is so good. I mean, that kind of movie is one of my favorites.
And the dialogue, they actually gave the language of youth.
Yes.
Rather than, I'm going to write something for kids. And it's all little, oh, good morning, how are you doing? Just no.
Absolutely. Speaking of it,
don't ask me where that little accent came from. I don't know. Didn't fit. I just, tried it.
Oh, sorry. The girl who plays Bev in it, who I'm really upset that her name is escaping me right now, because she's going to be, Jessica Chastain is playing older her in the sequel, but she's also currently playing young Amy Adams on Sharp Objects on HBO, which is funny. All she needs to do now is play young Bryce Dallas Howard, and she'll have like the trifecta of famous, talented redheads. But Sharp Objects has only had 2 episodes so far, but it's pretty phenomenal. It's one of the best casts I've seen on TV in a long time. I think Patty Clarkson is getting an Emmy next year. So
what's the premise of that show?
Oh, gosh. A journalist goes back to her hometown because girls are being murdered. And she's trying to write a story about it, but she has like some complicated stuff going on with her mother. She's alcoholic. It's dark. It's by the same director of Big Little Lies, and it's by the same author of Gone Girl. It's also based on a book. So it's like Big Little Lies meets Gone Girl, and the showrunner is Marty Noxon, who's one of my favorite writers, television writers. She wrote a lot of Buffy episodes, and she's all over TV right now. She has like, I think 5 shows or something like that. So I highly recommend it. It's dark, and Chris Messina is in it, who I love as well. Elizabeth Perkins, she's wonderful. It's just a great cast. But the girl from It is in it, and she's going to be around, I think, for a long time.
What is your process in picking shows to watch? Because sometimes I'll see a name. Or see the post or the graphic for it, and I'm like, do I really want to?
Yeah.
Like, so do you go on referrals? What is your thing?
Completely depends. Sharp Objects was 100% the cast and crew. I knew it was the director of Big Little Lies. I like Marty Noxon. I love Amy Adams, Patty, like all of it. That was just everyone involved that I was interested in. Sometimes it's referrals. Like I'm so into Steven Universe right now, and that's because my best friend made me start watching it. If shows like a Marvel show, if I know Marvel's involved, sure, yeah, I'll watch that. It totally depends. Pose is a new show on FX that I just watched the first episode of, and that was solely because of the hype it's getting online. It's the season, I don't know if it's almost over, but it's definitely deep in it, and I wouldn't even have heard of it if it wasn't for the fact that it trends on Twitter every week. And I watched the first episode. It has the best opening 10 minutes to any series premiere I have ever seen in my life. It just dives in, and it's fun, but then after that fun 10 minutes, it gets really dark and dramatic. But the most important thing about it is that the cast is widely trans actors are cast in the show, and that's amazing because we currently have a bit of a problem with that. Like Scarlett Johansson was just cast as a trans character, and the internet flipped out, and she backed out because of all the backlash, which is correct. I think trans people should play trans characters. That is the most logical step. Pose is proof that there are plenty of talented trans people that can play trans, so play themselves. So it's pretty cool.
Now, what's the premise of the?
So it's basically again, I've only watched the first episode, but it's about a trans woman who basically. It's like the late 80s, so it's a time when AIDS and HIV was an epidemic within the community, and just terrible. And when, of course, being gay wasn't accepted like it is today. And so it's about these folks in the community kind of coming together and creating their own families because their families abandoned them. There's also something going on with James Vanderbeek and Evan Peters. Like, there's like this weird like white guy business storyline that I don't know what they're up to yet, but I suspect it's not good. James Vanderbeek's got like a kind of an evil vibe going on, but I could be wrong. Again, I only watched the first episode, but I loved it.
What network is it on?
FX. FX is killing it these days. I really need to get the FX Now subscription because I still haven't finished Legion. I have a couple episodes left because it's like the only way for me to watch them is to pay for the episodes. FX, like Atlanta's on FX. The Americans, which just ended, is an FX, but I really want to get into that. So it's just, what a solid network. And all of the Ryan Murphy stuff, because Pose is partially Ryan Murphy. But I'm excited I haven't watched American Horror Story in a while, but I'm excited for the new season because it's going to be a Coven, whatever the haunted house season was, the first and third seasons combined, and those are my favorite seasons. So, So, and then he's
wait, when's that coming? When?
I'm not sure. The new, I'm not sure when that's happening.
That is one of the best series out as far as creativity.
American Horror Story.
Yeah,
I think it's hit or miss.
Definitely.
Some seasons I love.
Overall,
yes.
I mean, just overall the concept, how they pretty much keep the same actors. No, I feel you on that.
Anthologies are cool. I like the anthology thing about it.
Because the circus one.
I didn't finish it. Yeah.
That totally kind of pushed me away.
Yeah, I think we may have talked about this last week. I don't remember. But I think Ryan Murphy has one big problem, and that's he doesn't know how to end something. I think the weakest part of all of the American Horror Story seasons, and Scream Queen season 1 was one of my favorite things on television. Right. But then the last episode, he really needs to like end at episode 9 because episode 10, I think he takes it too far and it loses you. And I think that like Coven season 3 of American Horror Story is my favorite, Witches in New Orleans. I mean, come on. Yeah. But then the last episode was kind of weak, and I think that that's something that I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's just me that thinks that or if that's like a universally thought thing. But
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I thought, they definitely doesn't know how to end a lot of them.
But
the intro,
creative. Yeah, creepy. I don't like it.
The intro to every season is brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, but like too much. I fast forward through it because it creeps me out.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how he gets you in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He creeps you out, and then you're like, well, where is it going to go from there? Now I got to watch everything.
Yeah.
So they're going back to the creepy house and the New Orleans?
Yeah, Coven, season 3. I don't know how they're going to combine them. I have no idea, especially since a lot of the same people are in them. But yeah, I don't know. Are they going to play 2 characters? Is it just going to be the settings are the same and are the actors? I genuinely have no idea. Maybe more information has been released, but I just know that that's happening.
Did you see the last season? With the whole political...
I started it. I watched maybe the first 3 episodes, and then I lost interest. That's happened to me with a lot of American Horror Story seasons. The only one I didn't start at all was 6, and I hear 6 is like the best season, Roanoke. So that's high on my list of things to watch because it's, again, one of the few that people actually
Is that one with the reality show?
Yes.
House? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. I feel like Bevan and I talked about this last week, but maybe it was just in real life and not on the show.
It was in real life. This is not real life.
No, this is all fictional. We've scripted this conversation.
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
No, that was really good. Gooden Jr.'s in that.
Oh, yeah?
And I think that was actually one of the best things I've seen him in, as far as acting wise.
What do you think of him as OJ? Did you watch that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, I watched it because John Travolta was in it, so I'm and I love Sarah Paulson, and she deserved that Emmy for that. But that was an interesting season.
That was an interesting season. But you know what? This goes along with what I was saying before. Sometimes I see titles. I'm like, whatever. I'm not really feeling that, and that would definitely go with Downton Abbey. I just like, okay.
Oh, let me tell you about Downton. Downton Abbey is a show that possesses zero qualities I like in a show. It's like a period drama about a family. There's nothing supernatural about it. Like, it truly has none of the qualities I like, but I love it anyway. I don't know what it is. Like, you'd think it would just be so boring, but it sucks you in. All the actors and characters are so compelling. Oh man, my years ago when I was really into it, my roommate would come home and I would just be sobbing on the couch because of Downton Abbey. It's so bizarre how good that show is. But I didn't like the series finale. I thought it was too easy. Like, everyone just kind of like got off scot-free. Like, one character I think was dying, and then all of a sudden was like, oh, never mind, we're not dying anymore. It just, I didn't think it was. I like a little drama in my series finales. I don't like it to be a perfect wrapped up bow. Right. So, which is exciting for my next statement, is that they're making a movie. They just started filming, I believe, this week, or they're going to start filming in a couple weeks. And I believe the whole cast is coming back. Hopefully that includes Maggie Smith. I'm so excited. It's, again, so weird that I love Downton, but I do so much.
Wow. You're better than the, you're a lot better than the networks as far as the energy that you put into it. You got me convinced.
Yes. I'm all about plugging shows. I'm
like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's, well, the whole concept of the show starts out because the family, the Crowleys, they're the nephew or the son, not son, but basically the next in line to inherit their, like, castle, basically. It's a castle, it's huge, whatever, a manor, I don't know what you call it, dies on the Titanic. And they only have daughters. So it's basically like, as soon as the Titanic happens, they're like, oh gosh, we've got to like marry off our daughters to some like good dude so we can, but then it slowly becomes like, well, why, after many years, like, well, why can't the daughters just inherit? And then World War I happens, and like that, it takes place over many years, and it's the history that's involved is super interesting, but it's also like a drama, and you get really invested in all the character stuff happening and the relationships and stuff.
All right. Well, you know what? When you talk about character development, if you're doing a movie every other week, are you really getting that? And you know what I'm going to segue to?
Oh, what?
Skyscraper.
Oh, yes. Oh, I have a lot of feelings about characters and The Rock, so I'm glad that we're talking about this. I saw Skyscraper. Did you see it?
No.
Okay. So I saw it because it came out on the Die Hard 30th anniversary, and Die Hard's one of my top 5 favorite films of all time. So I wanted to celebrate Die Hard by seeing a movie that's a lot like Die Hard. Although, honestly, it was more Towering Inferno than Die Hard. But The Rock, like, owns up to that. He's like, yeah, it's an homage to those 2 movies, which is great. It's not anything
Hold on.
special.
When you say homage, is that another excuse to say we didn't have any new ideas?
Yeah, but at least The Rock's like, he literally, like, they made posters that are like copies of the Die Hard Towering Inferno posters. Okay. Like, he's open about it. Like, yeah, we know it's a similar movie, and I respect that. Like, embrace it. If you know that it's ripoff is a strong word, but if you know it's in that area, then you should embrace it. Right. It was not great. I mean, it was the dialogue and stuff. None of it was especially clever. Like, that's what makes Die Hard so good.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Is he like rescuing his daughter?
Okay. So he basically is like a security guy that's was hired to learn about this whole. It's like the new tallest building in the world. It's huge, and so his family is staying in the building, and they're the only people staying in there because it's not open yet. And basically, of course, people take over. His family gets trapped in there, but it's like there's a fire, and he's got to like go up this crane to get into the building. But the thing about it is, I'm afraid of heights, especially ledges-related heights. So I spent the whole movie nervous. Like, even though I'm like, they're not going to kill The Rock in this movie, I'm sure. I mean, it's The Rock. But I will give the movie props for being tense. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Was it a great movie? No. But as somebody who has those fears, it was definitely like, I was scared watching it.
Was there a lot of this?
Yes. And yeah. One thing I also really liked about it.
Oh, wow. Look at this one.
Yeah, That's totally.
Wow.
It's just him, like outside of the building a lot. And yeah, again, it wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend to go jump out and see it. I did like Neve Campbell played his wife, and she was pretty badass. They didn't just make her like some incapable woman who needs to be rescued. She was taking care of herself, and that was cool. I appreciate that in any action movie. And one of the villains was a woman, which I also appreciate. But ultimately, the villains were kind of weak, and that's you need a good villain. So yeah, I wouldn't highly recommend it. But the thing about the Rock characters, I've been seeing that a lot online. Like the Rock plays the same character in every movie.
Right.
Have you seen Central Intelligence with him and Kevin Hart? Oh, Michael, you've got to watch it. It's so funny. And The Rock plays something so different than he's ever played before. He's such a goofy, weird character. Like you'd think that with Kevin Hart and The Rock would be the straight man and Kevin Hart would be the funny one, but not in Central Intelligence.
But that was actually, you know what? I did see that.
Yeah.
I did. To tell you how memorable it was. No, the thing is.
See, and I loved it, and I've seen it so, and because Ike Barinholtz wrote it, and I'm a big Ike Barinholtz fan.
Okay. But that was the easy switch, almost with like Jumanji. Okay, well let's make this just play opposites. You know.
And I enjoyed that. I didn't want to see Jumanji because the first one is very close to my heart. I saw it 5 times in theaters when I was 5.
Wow.
But I did actually enjoy the new one.
You did enjoy it.
It was fun.
Okay.
It was just a good time. It was a good family film.
Yeah, I gotta just say that off air.
What? Give your opinion. It's okay if you don't like something.
No, I just I think he's actually a good actor. I just think they just keep throwing him stuff, and he's like, all right, I'll take this check.
I mean, it's
But
similar.
I think he's good, though.
Yeah.
I think he's better than what they're giving him.
Well, I mean, look at like all the classic action stars, Stallone, Arnold. I mean, they all play pretty similar characters because that's the action way. But I think that it's proof based on Jumanji and Central Intelligence. Like The Rock is fully capable of playing a range of characters. He's funny. He picks the movies he picks. But I mean, I enjoy him in all things because he's entertaining and nice to look at. It's nice to look at. You can't deny it. He's a good-looking guy. I mean, he's got that good bod. I also respect anyone who is covered in tattoos and gets to show them off in every movie they do.
Well played.
Person.
Hold on. We have to. And if you're home watching this, or on the road watching this,
sure.
Yeah, give him the props that he deserves.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So, but random. Did you see that show Proposal?
No. Is that like the reality show?
They got a new show. Yeah, people just proposing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't typically watch reality TV. I watch too much television to also justify to watch reality television.
You're like, give me a script.
Yeah, I have so many of my friends love reality TV, and I respect shows like Drag Race and that kind of stuff. But it's like too much for me to.
Do you watch the special effects competitions?
No, literally, there's not one reality TV.
Really?
Even like Queer Eye, which I'm sure I would love because everyone I know loves it. I do not go in for reality television.
Even when it's the cosplay one, nothing.
No, I bet I would like Face Off. Although I get disappointed every time Face Off is trending on Twitter. I think it's about the movie Face Off, and then I get disappointed when it's just the makeup show. But I'm sure I would love all of it. I just can't justify it because as a writer and stuff, at least I'm like, well, if I'm watching this narrative show, it's like a good excuse. I'm learning something about writing, which is totally not true. But it's at least I can tell myself that I couldn't do that with reality television.
No, I give you that because even if it's terrible, you say, hey, I'm gonna learn from the mistakes of this being so terrible.
The Proposal, is that like people just get married as soon as they meet each other? What's the jam there?
So they have someone behind a screen, and they bring the episode that I watched. I'm good. I don't need to watch anymore. But they had a celebrity. They didn't show who that person was. Female celebrity. They're hiding behind
a celebrity.
Yeah, which was
what range of celebrity?
I would say a C-lister.
Okay. Who is the celebrity? Well, you'll get there.
Lisa Ray.
Who is that?
Right, so she was in Players Club. That was her big thing.
Okay.
And then she got married to some prince or king or something from a African country, and then they got a huge divorce. So she's looking for love. So they had like 30 guys come out, and you just go on looks. Well, who are you going to pick? So she picks 10 out of the 30. Then those 10 have to walk out in bathing suits and say something nice about, like, you know, what they're looking for love. Then they pick down to 3. They say a proposal, and then she picks to 2, and 2 people propose to her. She comes out. Oh, the big reveal. And then she has to choose between the 2. So it's really clean. Obviously, you know, it's the whole love at first sight thing. You know, that's
all
what they're...
dumb.
Yeah.
I just looked her up while you were explaining, and she does look familiar to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, not totally geek media, but very interesting. If you're a geek for reality shows, you might like that. It's super simple. You don't have to be invested in it, and you could just quickly walk away, which is good. So it's not that whole drama investing.
Yeah, just one episode per.
Yeah, and just keep it moving. Versus The Bachelorette, which is like I can't believe you gotta be invested.
How often they pump out that show? It's like they don't get a break. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. But speaking of Bachelorette, did you see that Unreal? They, which is a show about it's a narrative show about the behind the scenes of like a fake Bachelor show, with Constance Zimmer and Shuri Appleby, and it's actually really good. And the 3rd season recently ended, but I think today they surprise dropped the 4th and final season on Hulu. So, which was like a big surprise because the 3rd season was pretty recent. I didn't watch the 3rd season yet, but the 1st season is great, and Constance Zimmer was nominated for an Emmy. So if you like reality TV and want to watch a fictional show about reality TV, you should check out Unreal.
You know, and it's so crazy. There's so many people that have done that. And so many movies have been like in fact, American Horror Story, the one we were talking about with Gooding Jr. in it, that's basically a reality show.
Yeah.
They're making fun of and adding the fear to it.
Unreal is cool because it like shows like how much they are manipulating these people to like do what they want, and I don't know how close that is to what they do on The Bachelor and stuff, but I mean I'm sure it's a lot of it is not real and manipulation, which is interesting. It's pretty fascinating show, and the actors are wonderful. So
I wonder, does this turn people off at all, or from watching reality shows, knowing how fake it is, or no they?
I don't think so. I was just talking to somebody about it, and it doesn't bother people. They like that about it. It's not that it's real. It's just that it's entertaining. It's easy to watch. It's when you just need something. Sometimes you don't want a complex narrative to sit there. You just want to chill out. And my version of that is like I watch cartoons.
And on that note, what is your social media?
I'm on Twitter at Jamie Cinematics.
Awesome Monday. And I'm Michael 7. Michael, the number 7. Michael, you're watching GEEKCASTER. Go to geekcaster.com. Thank you so much. Again, Soundshark, thank you very much for this microphone. And, check us out and keep supporting. And you're watching GEEKCASTER. Thank you.